By tomorrow, it's probably going to be gone because they're talking 50 degrees for tomorrow. I love this Iowa weather, up and down. Seen a little meme on Facebook, showed a guy up in the clouds and had clouds around Iowa, and you could see Iowa there, and it's just, watch this, he's going to flip the switch. Yeah. 3 days ago we were 58 degrees, then we're back into 18, 22, and now back to 50. So yeah, it's just crazy. So yeah, well, here's where we're at on Chop Shop's motor. We got that there, got the lifters here, and I'm going to get ready and start installing some of them. Let's see what you guys see. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oops, sorry for the jumpy. And the cam was lubed with competition or comp cams installed. So I'm just going to get set up here and let's see, and start putting them in. Won't bore you all with the complete thing of this, but I just put plenty on. Slides in nice. And I'm going to bring up a point too. If you ever have your block shop peened and oven cooked to get it clean at a machine shop, make sure you have them hone out your lifter bores again, because that shop painting rolls the edge of the lifter holes and leads into troubles. And since most of the machine shops I deal with don't do that, I didn't have to experience that. Somebody else I know did, and they had to pull things back apart and fix it. But one of those live and learn things, live and learn. So you want to make sure you got plenty on the bottom of that, and that's the other thing I'm going to have to remind Chop Shop is he's going to have to run that yeah, you guys are going, that's going to fall, that zinc additive to this. And there's been a lot of discussion, and now I'm noticing that they no longer want you to pump up your lifters or soak them. They want you to put them in the motor and do it. So like the LS motors, they say right in the instructions, do not put oil in them, do not soak them, because you'll have problems. And when you put the lifters in the LS motors, it's, well, you got to put, when you put your oil in your LS motor, you've got to use a pressurized can to do it. So yeah. And then back when we used to run the race car, until I started running mechanical lifters, we there'd be times I'd go ahead and soak them and then put them in, then I had a hell of a time getting the valve train adjusted. So This is where you don't want to skimp. Because in a few seconds you can wipe out your camshaft real quick. Kind of getting anxious to hear this motor run. It's not a big powerhouse motor or nothing like that. It's just a good old 350. Should pull a lot of stuff for him. I lost a day this week. I thought it was only Wednesday, and I find out it's Thursday. And also, while I'm talking to you guys, I think, see, I got another channel, and it goes by my name, and I don't know, might start adding some videos over there on that channel too. And just like that, the lifter share. So, if I do start posting on that other channel again, I'll let you guys know. And what I might do with that channel is try and move the vlog stuff over there. Or whatever. I mean, I don't know if I want to manage 2 channels or not, but there's always that option, I guess. Alright, well, I will dig around, and I know I got some push rods that are clean. They're should be clean. I'll find those and the rocker arms and all that, and we'll get the valve train on this thing and call it good. So, alright. Now, some days more a pain in the ass turning radio and TV on and off. I guess my fan's getting a little loud too, so. Anyway, I've been scrubbing on some polish rods and found them, and now I always put a little lithium grease on them. And since these are, and then might have just run into a problem. Oh. I think I just ran into a problem. I think I did. And the problem being is that one's okay. That one's okay. Hopefully there's some slack in those slack in those, because right now they're kicking back and not hitting the center of the push rod. So I think by all rights, when he had this apart, he should have, I think you're supposed to drill those holes. Yeah, I'll see how the rest fit. It might just be simple adjusting that. So, alright, I'll bring you guys back. Okay, we're going to use this as a lesson, what to remember to do when you're using guide plates. You see how these are kicking off? They're not in the center. I mean, and what the problem is, this is so perfectly lined up with the factory casting there. If I go ahead and adjust this and loosen it, I will get that to come the center, but then we're going to be putting pressure against the guide plate and the cast iron. And those three, I can't even get to go in because they are interfering. See that one, I can't even get it into the lifter. So I just talked to the machinist. We're going to have to take the guide plates out, because what my father-in-law used to do when we put the guide plates in is he would take a drill bit and drill the passage through the head. See, like these are round for this, because this set of heads here would have used what they called the self-aligning rocker arms, which I've got right here. On your late model heads, this is what they call for, is self-aligning, because that goes over there and it holds it. Well, then you got the bigger hole there. Let's see, I'll grab a push rod and show you. See? Ugh. See, you got the room for that to adjust, where this motor's set up to use this style, which go on, and then that's why you get the wear marks on your push rods, because this goes on here. And I think I just found another. Let's see. No, nope, we're good. We're good. And see, the cast iron and the head would hold that. That's the reasoning behind you getting these little wear rings right there. That one's not showing. Okay, right there you can. You guys can't see it very good. But anyway, there's a shiny spot. Well, that's because it's spinning in there and rubbing on the cast iron. Well, since the holes weren't drilled, I gotta now go ahead and take these out and find washers and put under there that are about the same thickness as guide plate, so I can keep my. But yeah, see, with that there, it's not setting square on the valve, so just my luck that. And see right there, that one, like I said, I can't even get that one to go in the lifter. Now this one's okay. That one's okay. Let's see how they line up. That lines up perfect. See, it's centered in the valve. So I don't want to take a chance of having so much interference fit there that we get two wear points and then start bending and breaking push rods. So yeah, the little tricks that you forget over the years when not doing it, and then you remember them. So I guess I'll pull those out and find some yeah, that one's yeah, just what we wanted. Not anyway, so yeah, I guess we'll take that off and go from there. Alright, well, we got it's working. I'd like to have a little more threads, but since that plate ain't there, the nuts are locking, so it'll be fine. I just that, so but what I'm doing, some people go ahead and put all the valve train on. I usually do that in too, but this time I'm going through and doing them in the firing order, 18436572, and that way. And I had one years ago, one motor that I forgot to lube the rocker arms, and that boy did that thing squeal. It ended up being a good motor, but that was back, way back. That was one of the first motors I built. So, even when I wash these, I'm wiping them down, making sure there's no solvent left on them. And so I'm just going through doing them, like I said, in firing order. And that way I know what's what. And another thing, here, I'll go show you. Another thing you want to do when you're working on your motors, is look at your rocker, your push rods. See how that's got a nice round end? All three of those? These are out of the 5.3s. This is what usually happens. Now you see it looks like it's been machined. It's not round anymore. That's what I found in that 5.3 I done a while back. You want to inspect your holes on your push rods, on your stock ones. You want to make sure they're not getting bigger than what they are supposed to be, and you want to make sure there's nothing chipping away. So always inspect your parts, and never be too clean with anything. So and then I'll show you guys how and there's so many discussions over on the right way and wrong ways of setting valves, and for as many years as I've done it and that, I've kind of got a pattern that works for me. It necessarily won't work for somebody else, but it works for me. And that's what makes this world so great. We all got different ways of doing things, but usually in the end we end up with the same results. Just a little different way of getting there. Don't mean we're right or wrong, but it just means we all are creative and figuring out ways of doing things. So, alright. And I got a little oil in it. And I've got guys that say, oh, you got to set it by the inch slack. I'll show you here in a second. See, some guys lift up and down until they feel that all go away. Right there it would be, but I go until I just feel the little bit of a drag. Then I go half turn. And that's how I set them. Because remember, there's no oil or no nothing in these yet. That's what I do. And then after we get the oil pan on, I prime it up and then I hit the starter while it's on the stand and just spin it over to finish pumping everything up. So and I've always used the spin. I've always done the spin. So, this guy. And there's that one. So I've done 1, 8, 4, 3. I'll put my finger on the lifter. 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2, and then that's down. And I like how the cam, I could feel it already spinning the lifters in the bore. So that's a good sign. Yeah, we'll just run this one without the guide plates. The guide plates he just put on just cause, but this time they were creating issues. And white lithium. Oh, and I know I've been asked about the 5.3, what we ever found out with the 5.3. I haven't found out anything. Yes, he had to send more oil. I saved all the oil from that. He said he had to send more oil in because somehow or another, supposedly the test was lost. So, hopefully, one of these days we'll find out what was in that motor. But as of right now, we don't know. I don't know. And so, yeah. Yep. So I don't have a whole lot to say, but I'm just doing a couple of these, show you in real time, and just got a lot going on. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Like I said earlier, I was talking about my other channel. I think I'm going to start talking on there about different things and that. Because there's an issue with life coming up. And I know she's nervous. I'm nervous, but that's what I think I'll do. I got the different computers that I can use. I'm just going to start using my other channel. Now, if I remember, I'll put a link to it. So, and then if you guys want to listen to me over there, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. I mean, oh. Yeah. So some of you people that think, well, it doesn't take forever to build a motor. Well, there's why it is. That's where I kind of like the new LS motors. You just torque them down and go. Old school, you got to work at them. Okay, 18436. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go through and finish these. And they're all set and good on the valves. So, that's all we can do. Alright. Alright. I just had a good thought here. A couple of you asked me if I had any videos on installing and removing the harmonic balancers and the tools required to do that. I think I do, but I don't know which videos they are in. So I'm going to include it on this, and we're just going to do it on chopshops motor right now. So, and the stuff I'm showing you, nobody paid me, nothing. It just, this has happened, what I got. Okay, first up is the Lyle harmonic balancer puller. It's a 3-leg. It works as a steering wheel puller and You got your shaft and that, and your bolt assortments. Now this one here, you will not find in a store. I'll guarantee you, because this was made at college by my friend that comes and helps. He made the original part here. Then he came up with the idea of adding this handle, which is a very, very nice idea. And then here I've got two different harmonic balancer installers. And this one here is an example of what happens when you loan your tools out and then the bearing and the washer don't come back. So, but I keep this around because I can use it here. But what this one has that's different is this screws out. Then you use the Allen wrench to screw it into the end of your crank. You'd screw that in so far, then you could screw this down, and then you can force it on. So, and what I've ran into, you don't want to screw up and forget to have that out, because if you put that in there and for some reason that screws in, it kind of becomes a pain in the ass to get back out. So that's that one. Where this one here, this one here, that is all machined in. That's for the big block in, and that's the small block in. So that's the one we're going to use. And let's get you guys set up here. Okay. Need to get some more lights going in this. And since this balancer is junk and I don't have the seal in here, we'll just go ahead and use this one. Slide it on, slide it back off. And I'm going to do this in real time for you guys. So start by backing this one off. And then line that up. I think that's a 5/8. Like this particular, yeah, 5/8. Now I screw it down until it just stops. You don't, there. And when it stops, I back it off by the turn. Put the box in on it there. Run this down. And that's when you need the crescent wrench. And then you sit here. And just run it on. And don't be tempted, oh, I got pressure on, and then come in here and start whacking with a hammer. No. Use the tool, let the tool do the work for you. Okay, it's coming back off. So. And then I notice here that the timing marks down here, and this is that one that was beat on and damaged. Well, that metal's been rolled. It's almost close enough to the timing mark to hit it. And here's the other thing too, when you're putting your timing tabs on, people, your timing tabs are supposed to be close like that. I've seen where guys have put the smaller harmonic balancers on and then had that much gap between that and then try timing. That's going to throw your timing off, because the smaller it gets, it's going to be in a different position. So you want your timing tab to be as close as it can without hitting. And see, like I said, right there, it's almost would hit. So if you didn't know that was there and you started up and you hear this, that's why. And here's the other thing that may have happened. I don't know this is at true top dead center right now. If it is, that's how much the timing mark has moved on this harmonic balancer since it's been hit. And with the rubber looking like it is and squishing like that, I would believe that has moved. So yeah, you don't want a lot of space between your timing tab and your harmonic balancer, otherwise you're not getting the correct timing. So now we'll go ahead and get that removed. Okay, let's back the pressure off and take that. Since I'm going to use this right away, I'm going to go ahead and spin this off, spin this back right away. So, okay, so that's it. Now, with the harmonic balancer here, the manufactured one, we would take and jackpot, assemble this with the that down through there, and make sure you never press against the end of your crank without a cone or something on there to protect your threads. I did that on a couple motors back when I was learning how to do this. Yeah, that's not good. And then we go in and put our bolts in, run those down, and then you just pull it back out. Well, I'm going to actually use Buddy's that he made us to show you guys how nice that is to use. The only thing is I needed a little groove in there with an O-ring so I could put that in there, which that's minor. So okay, we'll get this. And on the older small blocks, these are fine thread bolts, they're not coarse. So pick out your correct bolts. That don't feel good. I just found a problem I didn't know. Always run them down. Uh-oh. I guess I should have made sure the prop was good. I don't. I'm glad that one's junk. And then inadvertently I just rattled my cone out. Really? That's what you get. That's what you get for doing it live. Okay. That's a first. Alright. Okay, now it won't fall out this time. And what I did with that bottom thread, don't do that on one that you're planning on keeping. So, okay, and then we just start. Oh. don't feel good on the right hand. And see, by this here, if you wanted to, you could turn the motor a little, and that was, and see, like I said, it just screws on. Because using those other pullers, this is where having this screw on is nice, because it keeps the motor from turning over on you. See, because now if you go to do it, see, the motor will turn, and then you'd have to wedge something or something. But now he come up with this and done that, and he made a very nice tool. And always put a high pressure grease on your threads. Help your tools last longer. Usually once it starts coming, you don't need to hold it, but the way he made this tool, it's heavy. It's not a lightweight. So pay attention to that, because it's going to be a heavy slug of iron coming off there. Ouch. And there, you've put it on and off. Yeah, that's why I got more bolts. There you go. We'll just put that one down there, and there you go. So yeah, there is that. So that's quite a workout. Didn't think about that, but yep. So yeah, that's using, and there are so many different tools out there available. I've got 2 other puller sets, and I've got a different installer set too that I forgot I even had. And so yeah, I've got the front seal to put in yet, and actually guy I used to work for used to have the old snap-on. They were blue plastic. It was a hollow driver, and it had different sizes that snapped into it. Then you could come up to this and hit that, hold it here and hit it square. It's no longer made for snap-on. I'm like, oh man. The snap-on man tried and tried and tried, and he finally found out it's no longer made for snap-on, and it's no longer being produced. Because that worked great for the axle shafts and half shafts and all that stuff back in the day when they came out with it. So, yeah. So I'll have to drive that in, and then I can finish cleaning up the other harmonic balancer and put that one on, and then that'll be done with the front end. And then we're down to putting valve covers, intake on, and I'm waiting for the oil pan gasket to show up. So that's a little bit of using some tools. I mean, and I don't know, my friend at one time was like, oh, if anybody wants to buy one of those pullers like that, and see, that one would even work, or would it? Yes, his would. If I had a ball bearing and a nut to fit that, I could use his as an installer too and push on a bigger surface of the. So yeah, that thing's pretty universal. So yeah, I've got other tools that he made me while he was in college too, and kind of miss him being in college because I'd come up with an idea, he'd think about it, then he'd bounce some suggestions off me, and next thing he's at school making it. So anyway, I guess we'll get that there. And out here on the car, it's easier. On the car, holy crud. On the engine stand, it's easy to do. In the car, of course, you're going to be fighting steering and other parts and radiator and water pump and all that. So sometimes a tool like this may not be the best for the job. Or this one might be the best because you could hold this down here. Or if you're on a hoist, you could. I mean, yeah. You understand what I'm saying. And versus the Lyle one, I mean, yeah, the Lyle one's light and it comes with a bunch of bolts and all that. And what I've had trouble with on the Lyles is I've got two of them. The threads are gone out of the housing, but the shaft is okay. So yeah, I'm a little gun shy of using my impact drivers on these pullers like that. So, alright, well, I'm going to drive that seal in and get that harmonic balancer ready to go. So, alrighty. Well, that's where we're at. Looks pretty darn good. I'm happy with the way the valves are sitting and everything, and I got the harmonic balancer pushed on to stay. That's the good one. Junk one. So I guess it's getting to be that time of day, and braces back on. I did get a little pop out of it here a little bit ago, so maybe that'll start improving. This is what it feels like. It's out of joint, but who knows. Anyway, I guess that's where we're going to be, and I'll get that covered up for the night, and I can't even think. Duh. So anyway, if I'll try to remember here. I'm going to, like I said, start using my other channel as extra, so kind of talk about the health and issues, and have a place to just talk. I mean, sometimes you got to do that. But anyway, I guess. And I guess with this diabetes, you know, diabetes has been around, and yes, lots of people have got it, but the problem is everybody always thinks, oh, this happened with me, I'm good to go. Everybody should be the same. We're not. We're all individuals. We all react different with everything. So with that, that's all I'm going to say here. So anyway, I guess, like I said, I'll put a link to the other channel, and if you guys want to join me over there and talk with me there, we'll do it there. So, alright, see y'all later. Have a good one.